some tree seedlings planted in parts of Accra as part of the government's Green Ghana project have been destroyed despite efforts to improve their survival rates. Wooden cages erected to prevent stray animals from destroying some of the planted trees have yielded no positive results. ChannelOne News' Jude Duncan visited some areas where the government's tree planting initiative took place to assess the state of the trees days after the exercise.
On Friday, June 7, 2024, the government of Ghana launched an ambitious target of planting 10 million tree seedlings across the country as part of the Green Ghana Day project. The initiative, aimed at restoring the country's degraded landscape, saw government officials and agencies, as well as religious and private organizations, join in the tree planting exercise. The 2024 edition of the tree planting exercise, which is the fourth in 4 years, is expected to bring the total number of trees planted across the country to approximately 54.5 million, according to government's estimates. However, doubts have been raised about the success of the tree planting exercise, with the minority in parliament describing the project as lacking transparency and having missed its targets. The Okwaikwe North Municipal Assembly, one of the main implementing authorities for this year's project, explained the measures they were undertaking to safeguard the 10,000 trees planted in the area. The Municipal Chief Executive Officer, Boy Lai, spoke to ChannelOne News.
We are targeting 10,000 trees to be planted. Because of the previous experience, we are now caging those that we think will be affected by, people that are not really interested in this tree planting thing. And so areas that we think we can cage, we are caging them. Now, the major place, as I said, the runabout area, we are fencing the place. You can go there and see to yourself the way we have done that, so that the cattle will not go and destroy it this time. And so we have taken the trouble to make sure we fence the whole area to make sure we protect them. Areas that we are not sure, we are not planting there this time, because we don't want the trees to be just destroyed by human being or animals. So we don't plant anyhow this time. We are targeting some areas like the runabouts where we can actually fence the place to make sure that the trees are protected.
When ChannelOne News visited the Penkwa runabout, where tree seedlings had been planted, the area was fenced and locked in an attempt to prevent encroachers from destroying the newly planted trees. At the Achimota District Court, where tree seedlings were also planted, ChannelOne News observed that some plants were caged in wooden structures. This, however, could not prevent goats and other stray animals from destroying some of the trees planted. So we are currently here at the Achimota District Court to follow up on government's much-touted Green Ghana project, which involves the planting of trees across the country. At this very location, when we got here, we saw about 9 trees which had been planted. But the interesting twist here is that these trees had this wooden structure around it in a clear attempt to prevent some animals and other human activities from the destruction of the trees. However, when we got here, we saw that whereas some trees were thriving, others had their leaves and parts of the trees ripped off by goats and other animals. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the implementing ministry for the Green Ghana project, disclosed to City News that the ministry will brief Ghanaians in the coming days on official data and the survival rates of the tree planting exercise. This little plant right next to me is part of some 10,000 trees planted by the Okwaikwe North Municipal Assembly and some 10 million expected to be planted by government's Green Ghana project, spearheaded by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. When we got here in the Achimota School, where the tree planting exercise took place, the situation isn't any different from other areas in the capital where we visited. Whereas some trees could be seen thriving, others looked completely ripped off and partly destroyed. Reporting for ChannelOne News, Jude Duncan.